Shortly before the conclusion of UN Special Rapporteur James Anaya's visit to Canada, Chief Gina Deer was granted a special opportunity to present to him on the topics of residential schools, education, and the deteriorating relations between the Canadian government and Indigenous peoples. KTV spoke with Grand Chief Mike Delisle Jr. for more.
It was quite a surprise, actually. She had put in a, I won't say last-minute request, but we were notified last minute that she'd been granted on behalf of the Mohawk Council and the community a 15-minute audience presentation with Mr. Anaya in Ottawa last Friday. It actually happened on Monday. So quickly, some, I guess, speaking notes were put together and so on. We had already discussed it the week before at Council on what topics should be discussed, should we be able to get in either with Iroquois Caucus or on our own. So she had a good understanding and basis. She did go on Monday and gave the 15-minute presentation, I believe at 5:45, right after the Iroquois Caucus presentation, and she reported back to Council. It went very well. As you said, unfortunately, she's not here today as she's on vacation. She's been quite busy for the last week and a half or so, traveling and attending meetings. This one was extremely important. It's only once in a while, if not once in a lifetime, you get the opportunity to speak at this level. And she says she was quite pleased with the presentation itself and how accommodating he was. I've read in the Gazette today, our local paper, that some of the issues that we raised as council for her to discuss with him were actually part of his, I won't say final report, but interim report to the Government of Canada, saying these are the things you need to address in terms of your relationship with Indigenous First Nations people in your country. So I think we hit the nail on the head. We all know how they've treated First Nations communities, never mind Kahnawake, but across what they consider Canada, in our native land, so to speak. This residential school fiasco that started with the apology several years ago, this commission that they've put in place, and no disregard to them and not trying to belittle the efforts that they're doing, but Government of Canada needs to put its money where its mouth is. It tried to eradicate us from the fabric of Canadian society, taking away our language and culture. They need to promote programs and provide dollars as such for us to be able to rekindle those fires, so to speak. So I've been saying it for years. That's just one avenue. Another one that comes to mind is this Education Act as a recent development, but all of the legislation and legislative action that they've taken in the last several years, almost coming to an end with Idle No More. Unfortunately, it didn't happen last January with the National Chief and others in Ottawa trying to promote a better relationship. Claims Commission in terms of land claims, and I can go on and on and on, but the relationship is very paternalistic, and for them to say otherwise to Mr. Anaya, the UN, or anyone else in the world's view is just wrong. I believe there is a cause for action right now because they're not listening to us. Never mind consultation, never mind leveling the playing field in terms of discussions and or negotiations. They're just simply doing what they think is best for First Nations across Canada. It's going to have a detrimental impact and it's going to explode at some point.